Hi everyone, welcome back to David at Go To Hobbies. Right, driving, drive to survive. Have you ever noticed how courteous or not drivers are? I've got to say this, and that is what's the word? Yeah, let's just, excuse me, courteousness or kindness or consideration, patience, and good driving doesn't seem to exist nowadays. It's everyone for themselves, and that is a bad attitude to take. And excuse me, I feel that if people were just a bit more patient, thoughtful, caring. I'll give you a scenario. I've got my wife, daughter in the car, and we're driving down to get some shopping. And I'm driving down the road. I've got cars behind me. And I'm coming up to this junction. The car's waiting to turn right, and the car's waiting to turn into the junction. So I check my mirrors. I start slowing down, and I flash them to let them out, in and out. And I was slowing down, still moving along, and then I've got a pedestrian island to the right. So I stop adjacent to that, so the vehicles can't overtake me. You've got to think about it. Sometimes there's these stupid drivers, they will try, because you are holding them up, they will try and overtake you. So you've really got to position yourself in the road, and I will cover that in a separate driving video where you basically, it's called defensive driving, and I'll teach you some techniques in another video. And so what I'd done was brought my car to a stop opposite a island in the road, so no one can really overtake me. So I allowed the cars to turn into the junction, turn out the junction, and the vehicle behind me bibbed his horn. And I thought, yeah, that is road rage, because that shows impatience, and that means that person is not in the right frame of mind and not fit to be driving. You might say, why is he not fit to be driving? Because if he shows that sort of impatience and lack of consideration, he's a risk to himself and other road users. So bear that in mind. And what is the correct attitude to have towards him? You don't stick your finger up at him. You don't call him a W. You don't call him anything. You just ignore him. And you continue on down the road. He'd done nothing. He didn't flash his lights, bib his horn anymore. It was just one bib. Why stop and let him out? Because I'm courteous. I'm a courteous driver. I'm a considerate driver, and I'm a careful driver. And people don't seem to have that level of, what's the word I'm looking for? Consideration for other road users nowadays. Look in the highway code. When was the last time you looked in the highway code on about driving? When was it? When you passed your test? When you was learning? Think about it. How many years have you been driving? It's a long time, isn't it? It might have been a year or two. But do you remember what the highway code says in it? All the different acts, rules and regulations? No? Do you know what the penalties are for driving while using the mobile phone? What the risks are to yourself, your passengers? The other day I saw a van driver. He was drinking alcohol. I was going to report him, but I didn't, because I couldn't stop and use the mobile phone, because where I was driving. So It was very difficult, and I wish I could have, and I would have reported them to the police. And if you do see someone driving, drinking alcohol, report them to the police, take their vehicle registration, and report them. There's very little. Let's rephrase that. The police have a hard enough job keeping the roads safe. I've got utmost respect for the police, and if you do something wrong, then they're there. And I know people say whenever you need a policeman, they're not there. Well, if perhaps people wasn't so bad at driving and a bit more courteous and a bit more understanding, there'll be a lot less accidents. And yes, we all wish there was a police officer there in his car or on foot, wherever he may be at the time of the incident or accident. I have the utmost respect for all the emergency services. It is not an easy job they do. I've had accidents myself, and I've called emergency services. I've seen people get killed. I've seen animals dead and dying. And one of the hardest things I've found in my life is dealing with the emotional aspects of driving. It's easier said than done to write your emotions off when you see someone get hurt. I saw a cyclist get knocked off. I saw the result of a cyclist get knocked off his bike, and I sincerely hope he's all right. But that really did upset me. And you could say, am I emotionally fit to drive? Yes, because I try to give it 110% concentration. But when you see someone get killed, you can't help but feel emotional, upset, stress, anger. Anger because why couldn't it have been avoided? 2, the upset of someone losing their life or getting hurt or seriously injured. And 3, what could you have done? There's nothing. It was on the other side of the road coming towards me. So, and there's animals. Yeah, it's not nice. It's not nice at all. And I suppose the hardest thing is dealing with animals that have lost their lives. Okay, they're not in any pain, but it's a horrible situation because a lot of these situations could be avoided if there was good observation, if pet owners were a bit more, what's the word? Protective, I think is the best way to describe it. But I suppose going back to what I was saying, and that is, it all boils down to your attitude, really, how you can cope with situations. And I think you've got to understand that not everyone is going to be thinking the same as you. And it takes all types of different people in this world. And the other thing is, you've got to remember, don't presume someone will do something. Don't presume that. Let's give you a scenario. You're driving along, you see someone walking towards you. Oh, sorry, let's say someone's walking and you're driving towards them. They're walking away from you towards the same direction you're driving. They turn to the right, look at you, and walk out into the road. You think, and obviously you're doing a safe speed, you can stop safely. What makes them do that? Have they got to, do they want to kill themselves? No, they just did not see you. Why didn't they see you? Because their mind was somewhere else. They was either on the mobile phone, they was thinking about something. Like I said, the mind was somewhere else. And they looked, they didn't observe you, and they just turn out. If they'd have literally seen you, they wouldn't have done it. There's so much I could tell you about driving, and so much I've experienced in my life. It's the small little things that could be a big problem, or it could be the big problems that could turn into a small one. But it is definitely an art, driving. If you want to become a good driver, you need to become a safer driver. And that's where we'll leave it today. So hopefully you've learned something from my video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, please do so. And we'll see you in the next video. So take care for now. Bye bye.